Chosen one, you did not arrive here by accident. Heaven has aligned this moment with precision, drawing you into a revelation meant only for those God has marked. You are standing at the edge of a supernatural financial breakthrough, a divine wealth transfer prepared before time itself. The stirring in your spirit is confirmation. The veil is thinning. The atmosphere is shifting. As it is written, "Arise, shine, for your light has come." This is your summons, anointed one. Open your heart, steady your spirit, and prepare yourself. What God placed within you is awakening, and nothing will remain the same. Chosen one. There are moments in life when the air itself feels different, when something unseen presses against your spirit, urging you to pay attention. This is one of those moments. You are not here by accident. You were pulled into this word by a force older than creation, a whisper from eternity, reminding you that heaven has placed something rare, something burning, something blue within you, and now that hidden current is beginning to rise. From the beginning, the color blue has carried a weight the natural eye cannot interpret. Still waters, endless skies, quiet horizons, all of these are reflections of a deeper truth. In the realm of the spirit, blue is not a shade. It is a signal, a frequency of divine justice, revelation, and authority. It is the color heaven wears when God chooses to reveal himself. And chosen one, that same frequency has been vibrating inside your spirit since the day you entered this world. I didn't understand this myself at first. I remember seasons when I felt like something was stirring inside me, something I couldn't explain to anyone around me. People thought I was overly sensitive, overly discerning, overly different. But what I later realized, and what I'm now telling you, is that some people are not made to fit into the noise of the world. Some are fashioned to feel the vibrations of heaven. And when you carry the blue power, your spirit doesn't just observe life, it interprets it. This blue power is not a talent, it is not a personality trait, it is a spiritual imprint, a marking from God. It is why your presence brings calm into chaos, why people, even strangers, feel safe around you, why you notice things no one else sees, why you carry an ancient knowing that cannot be taught. This is the mark of the chosen, the divine signature God places only on those he sets apart for extraordinary assignments. Chosen one, you have felt this since childhood. You never quite blended in even when you tried. You sensed atmospheres long before you knew the word for it. You were aware of tension, deception, hidden motives, not because someone told you, but because your spirit responded before your mind understood. This was not coincidence. This was not mere intuition. This was heaven training your spiritual radar. You were not meant to explain this gift to everyone. In fact, many would not believe you even if you tried. Your perception has always been deeper than your vocabulary. Your sensitivity has always been stronger than your surroundings. And for years, you may have felt isolated because of it, misunderstood, overlooked, even rejected. But hear me, anointed one. Your isolation was not abandonment, it was refinement. I know what it feels like to carry something holy while living among people who cannot see it. I remember seasons when every room felt too loud, every conversation felt too shallow, and every environment felt mismatched with my spirit. I thought something was wrong with me. But the truth is, heaven was pulling me higher. Heaven was teaching me to recognize its voice. Heaven was preparing me for a life that would not look like the world's version of normal. And chosen one, that is exactly what heaven has been doing with you. You have been trained through discomfort, molded through solitude, strengthened through battles no one knows you fought. The enemy tried to confuse you because he recognized your identity long before you did. That is why your childhood felt heavy. That is why your teenage years felt different. That is why your adulthood felt like a tug of war between who you are and who the world expects you to be. The enemy saw the blue power forming, and he feared what you would become if you ever recognized it. Chosen one. The blue power is not simply revelation, it is identity. It is authority. It is the courage to walk into your destiny fully awakened and unapologetically chosen. It is the confidence to stand in rooms where others shrink. It is the clarity to see beyond the surface, to perceive truth in its raw form. This is the spiritual fingerprint God placed within you, unique and unrepeatable. No one else carries it quite like you do. And now heaven is saying that the time of dormancy is over. The stirring you've been feeling lately, the restlessness, the inner pull, the sense that something is about to unfold. This is not your imagination. This is divine activation. The blue power within you is rising because heaven is preparing you for a supernatural promotion, a shift in authority, a financial and spiritual elevation that will break every limitation that ever held you back. But before elevation comes recognition, and before recognition comes awakening. This is that awakening, chosen one. This is heaven saying, it is time. Time to rise. Time to walk in what was always yours. Time to stop shrinking, doubting, questioning, or apologizing for the light you carry. You were chosen for this moment, and the blue power within you is ready to be revealed. Chosen one, before you can understand the fullness of your blue power, you must understand why heaven hid it within you in the first place. God does not place rare anointings in casual vessels. He places them in those who can be trusted with weight, with depth, with realms that ordinary spirits cannot carry. And that is why your life has never been ordinary. Every pressure, every delay, every silent season was shaping you into someone who could hold what others would mishandle. You have walked through storms that broke people stronger than you. You survived nights that felt endless days, that felt hollow seasons, where you questioned whether God remembered your name. But look at you now, still standing, still seeking, still sensitive to the voice of the Spirit. Chosen one, anyone can praise God when life is easy, but only the marked ones praise Him when life is unbearable. That is why you are trusted with this power. What you carry is not random. It is not a personality quirk. It is a divine inheritance. The blue power is the realm where revelation flows, where spiritual clarity sharpens, where divine authority rises from within. What others call intuition is actually discernment. What others call coincidence is confirmation. What others dismiss as sensitivity is spiritual radar detecting what their eyes cannot see. You have been operating in the supernatural your whole life without even realizing it. Let me tell you something personal, anointed one. I once walked into a room and immediately sensed deceit, even though everyone else felt comfortable. Something inside me tightened, a silent alarm only my spirit could hear. Days later, the truth came out and everyone asked how I knew. I didn't have an answer then, but now I know. Heaven had equipped me with the same blue frequency that runs through you. That instinct you feel, that heaviness in your chest, that sudden knowing, that is your anointing speaking. This is why environments affect you so deeply, why certain people drain you instantly, why silence feels like medicine, why you cannot tolerate lies, chaos, manipulation, or hidden darkness. The blue power within you reacts to spiritual misalignment the way nerves react to pain. It warns you before danger appears. It guides you before your mind catches up. It is heaven's whisper embedded in your soul. Chosen one. Your whole life has been training, even when you didn't know it. The loneliness you felt wasn't punishment, it was separation. God removes his chosen ones from noise so they can hear him clearly. The disappointments weren't rejection, they were redirection. Heaven blocks what is beneath you so you can rise into what is assigned to you. The opposition wasn't failure. It was evidence that the enemy recognized your destiny before you did. This is why the battles intensified the moment you started waking up. The enemy doesn't fear your mind. He fears your clarity. He fears what happens when you recognize who you truly are. He fears the anointing you carry, because he knows once you step into awareness, every room you walk into shifts, every atmosphere adjusts, every hidden agenda collapses under your discernment. He fears the day you embrace your blue power. And chosen one, that day has come. Heaven is now unveiling what was hidden. You are entering a season where the supernatural becomes natural to you. You will begin to understand dreams with ease. You will discern motives with precision. You will feel the spiritual climate of a room the moment you step in. You will hear God's nudges clearly, not as questions but as instructions. The blue power sharpens everything: your vision, your intuition, your authority, your calling. But hear this clearly, revelation is only the beginning. The blue power is not just discernment, it is dominion. It is the authority to walk into environments filled with confusion and bring clarity. The ability to speak life into dead situations and watch them revive. The grace to stand where others fall to rise, where others break to shine, where others hide. You carry the wavelength of heaven, the same resonance that hovered over the sapphire throne, the same alignment that rested upon ancient prophets, the same clarity that flowed through Jesus at the moment of transfiguration. Chosen one. The reason you've been attacked so fiercely is because the enemy knows what this awakening means. Your influence will expand, your spirit will intensify, your voice will carry weight. Your presence will expose deception. Your calling will disrupt darkness, and your blue power will activate a supernatural elevation, spiritual, emotional, financial, that hell cannot stop. But there is something deeper you must understand. Heaven is not only awakening the blue power within you, heaven is positioning you for a divine transfer: wisdom, wealth, territory, influence, and spiritual authority. You are being shifted into a season where what was withheld will be released, where what was delayed will accelerate, where what was hidden will be revealed. The blue power is your key, and heaven is unlocking doors you never had access to before. Chosen one, breathe deeply. You can feel it, can't you? Something is opening, something is rising, something ancient within you is remembering who you are. Chosen one. Now that the blue power within you has begun to awaken, heaven needs you to understand a sacred truth. This anointing was never meant to remain dormant. Power unused becomes power unrecognized, and power unrecognized becomes power easily attacked. That is why the enemy fought you so early, so aggressively, so personally. He knew that if you ever learned to harness what God placed inside you, you would become unstoppable in the spirit. There were moments in your life when you looked in the mirror and couldn't explain why you felt different, older than your years, weighed down by things you couldn't name. That wasn't heaviness. It was inheritance. It was the presence of a calling too large to fit into the world around you. You felt it as a child. You felt it as a teenager. And even now, as you hear these words, something deep within you is agreeing. Yes, this is who I've always been. The blue power is not activated by emotion or excitement. It rises through alignment. It sharpens through surrender. It expands through obedience. You don't need to strive for it, you need to yield to it. Heaven does not empower the proud. Heaven empowers the available. And chosen one, even if you didn't realize it, you have made yourself available through every season where you chose faith over fear, compassion over bitterness, humility over pride. Those choices were not small, they were activations. Let me share something personal with you. There were days when I begged God to take away the sensitivity, the spiritual overwhelm, the ability to feel things others could ignore. I thought it was a burden. I thought it made life harder. What I didn't know was that heaven had placed a prophetic frequency in my spirit. And when I finally embraced it, everything changed. What I once called too much became the very thing God used to guide me, protect me, elevate me. The same is happening to you right now. The blue power heightens your spiritual senses. You notice disruptions in the atmosphere. You discern intentions without evidence. You feel spiritual danger before it appears. You sense when someone is lying, even if their words sound perfect. This is not paranoia. This is not overthinking. This is not anxiety. Chosen one, this is the precision of heaven operating through your spirit. And with this precision comes responsibility. The more you awaken, the more heaven will trust you with revelation. You will begin to understand things people around you cannot interpret. You will feel when someone is spiritually wounded, even if they hide behind smiles. You will sense the heaviness in households, workplaces, and environments that look harmless on the surface. The blue power unveils the invisible. It reveals what the enemy tries to conceal. It allows you to see with spiritual eyes. You may have wondered why certain people feel uncomfortable around you even if you say nothing. It's because your presence disrupts their shadows. Your clarity exposes their illusions. Your discernment makes their manipulation powerless. You do not even need to speak for the blue power to do its work. It radiates through your silence. It announces itself through your stillness. Heaven moves through you effortlessly. Chosen one, heaven is elevating your discernment because of where you are heading. You are being prepared for a divine transfer, financial, spiritual, and territorial. That means new connections, higher platforms, and bigger responsibilities. Where you are going, deception will be strategic, not obvious. Opportunities will come wrapped in distractions. People will approach you with hidden motives. Without discernment, blessings become battles. But with blue power, battles become breakthroughs. There is a reason God is awakening you now. Your next season is not random. It is strategic. Heaven is aligning you with people who carry keys you need and removing those who drain your spirit. You will feel relationships shifting, doors closing abruptly, opportunities disappearing without explanation. Do not panic. This is divine pruning. The blue power is cleansing your path so nothing unassigned can follow you into your elevation. You must also understand this. When heaven prepares to accelerate you, warfare increases. The enemy senses movement. He feels the ground shaking beneath your feet. He knows something is rising in you and he fears what you will become once you fully step into your identity. But hear me clearly, anointed one. The enemy cannot stop what God has marked. He can only distract. That is why clarity is your greatest shield in this season. The blue power sharpens your awareness not to scare you, but to anchor you. It teaches you when to speak and when to stay silent, when to move and when to wait, when to cut ties and when to strengthen them. Heaven is training you to hear not with your ears, but with your spirit. And once you master that frequency, nothing, not confusion, not deception, not spiritual warfare will be able to mislead you again. Chosen one. You are entering a realm of deeper knowing. Heaven trusts you with mysteries because your heart is pure, your intentions are aligned, your spirit has been tested. You have proven yourself in seasons where no one was watching. And now, heaven is responding to the authenticity of your devotion. The blue power is rising, and with it, your authority is awakening. Chosen one, as the blue power rises within you, heaven needs you to understand another truth. This awakening is not only about what you carry, but about what you're being prepared to inherit. The realms you're stepping into require a level of spiritual maturity, clarity, and authority that most people never develop. That is why your journey has felt more intense, more isolated, more demanding than those around you. God was not punishing you. He was qualifying you. There is a specific kind of weight that rests on the shoulders of those God chooses for elevation. It feels like pressure, like stretching, like being pulled into a future your mind has not yet grasped. You have felt this for years, that inner knowing that life was preparing you for something larger than your surroundings. That sensation was not frustration. It was prophecy. Your spirit recognized where you were going long before your environment did. The blue power is heaven's way of aligning your inner world with your divine assignment. It clears your vision so you can recognize doors others overlook. It heightens your discernment so you can avoid traps disguised as blessings. It strengthens your intuition so you can sense spiritual opportunities that the natural eye cannot see. This power does not simply elevate you. It transforms you into a vessel capable of carrying the weight of divine authority. I remember when this happened to me. Life began to strip away everything I depended on: relationships, old habits, old versions of myself. Even places that once felt safe. At first, I resisted. I thought something was wrong. But as I surrendered, I realized God wasn't taking things from me. He was making room. He was clearing the clutter so I could hear him more clearly. And once the blue frequency settled in my spirit, everything made sense. You are in that same phase now. Chosen one, you have been pulled away from certain people, not because you are unlovable, but because your spirit is transitioning into a higher dimension they cannot enter. You have outgrown conversations that once entertained you. You have outgrown environments that once comforted you. You have outgrown versions of yourself that once protected you. This is not loss. This is ascension. Heaven removes what is not aligned with your calling. You may have noticed this shift in your emotions recently: a sudden craving for solitude, an inability to tolerate negativity, a sensitivity to spiritual energy in ways you never experienced before. This is evidence that the blue power is restructuring your spirit. You are becoming more aware, more alert, more spiritually refined. Heaven is expanding your capacity so you can handle the blessings that are approaching you. And hear this clearly, blessings also require preparation. Many people think breakthrough is about receiving, but true breakthrough is about becoming someone who can sustain what they receive. The blue power equips you for stewardship over opportunities, relationships, finances, influence, and spheres of impact. Heaven is preparing you for a divine transfer, and this power ensures you are not just blessed, but trusted. You may not realize it yet, but your financial atmosphere is shifting. God is placing ideas in your mind, strategies in your spirit, clarity in your decisions. What was once confusing is becoming simple. What was once blocked is starting to open. What once seemed impossible is beginning to feel inevitable. This is the supernatural alignment that precedes divine provision. You are beginning to feel the first winds of your elevation. But with elevation comes both visibility and responsibility. You will notice people being drawn to your presence without knowing why. You will attract those seeking guidance, healing, clarity, or spiritual refuge. They will not come because of who you are in the natural, but because the blue power radiates through you. Your presence itself becomes a message. Your silence becomes a sign. Your insight becomes a weapon. This is why heaven has trained you to withstand pressure. Chosen one. The assignments ahead of you will require courage. They will require stability. They will require the ability to hold your ground when atmospheres shift and darkness resists. But you have been prepared for this. Every battle strengthened you. Every trial refined you. Every heartbreak purified you. Now heaven is saying, you are ready. You will begin to notice that your intuition no longer whispers, it speaks. Your discernment no longer nudges, it alerts. Your spirit no longer waits, it moves. This is what happens when power aligns with purpose. Heaven does not wake the chosen without reason. Your awakening is tied to something larger, something generational, something divine. Chosen one. Your life is no longer moving by chance. Every step is ordered. Every moment is orchestrated. Every shift is intentional. The blue power is not just rising, it is taking its rightful place. And now heaven asks you the question you have been prepared to answer. Will you walk in what you were born to carry, chosen one, now that heaven has aligned your spirit and awakened this blue frequency within you? It is time for you to understand what this power does when it reaches maturity. The blue power is not passive. It is not gentle. It is not something that simply rests on you. When fully awakened, it becomes a force that reorders your entire life internally, first, externally, next, spiritually, always. You have been feeling this reordering already, even if you didn't have the language for it. There are things you used to tolerate that now feel unbearable. Voices you used to entertain now feel distracting. Environments you once settled for now feel too small. This is what happens when the blue power begins reclaiming territory inside you. It removes what is incompatible with your elevation. It detoxes your spirit. It sharpens your vision. And it guides you out of places you were never meant to remain. I remember a time when God began to pull me out of situations I didn't even know were limiting me. People I trusted became distant. Opportunities I wanted closed unexpectedly. Old ways of thinking began to feel foreign. At first, I felt abandoned. But eventually, I realized something deeper. Heaven was removing anything that couldn't protect what God was planting within me. Chosen one. The same thing is happening to you now. The blue power strengthens your discernment so deeply that you begin to see the spiritual structure behind everything: conversations, relationships, habits, decisions. You start to recognize which paths bring life and which paths drain your spirit. You feel the difference between divine timing and forced timing. You sense when someone's intentions are pure or polluted. This clarity is one of the greatest gifts heaven has given you, because destiny requires sharp vision. But this clarity also comes with spiritual responsibility. You cannot pretend not to know what your spirit has already revealed. You cannot go backward into places your soul has outgrown. You cannot quiet the truth just to make others comfortable. The blue power demands alignment. It requires obedience. It calls you to rise, even when rising feels uncomfortable. You cannot shrink now. You have seen too much. You have grown too deep. You have heard heaven too clearly. Chosen one. There is something else you need to understand. The blue power is not just spiritual insight. It is spiritual authority. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere responds to you. Darkness resists you because it recognizes what you carry. People feel calm around you because your presence carries order. You don't even have to speak. Your spirit speaks for you. You have likely noticed this your entire life, but dismissed it as coincidence. It was never coincidence. It was calling. And with this authority comes supernatural acceleration. Heaven is aligning you with opportunities that match your true identity, not your past wounds. Financial breakthroughs, divine connections, new assignments, they are already moving toward you. You may not see them yet, but your spirit feels the shift. You feel that something is about to open, something long awaited, something significant. This is not imagination, it is confirmation. The blue power breaks delay. It dismantles confusion. It exposes deception. It calls forth destiny. When heaven activates this frequency, everything in your life begins to reorganize around purpose. Doors you could not open manually will open effortlessly. People who overlooked you will suddenly remember your name. Ideas that once felt scattered will now come together with precision. This is what divine alignment looks like. But let me speak to your heart for a moment. For years you have fought battles no one saw. You carried burdens silently. You endured spiritual attacks without understanding why. You questioned your identity. You questioned your worth. You questioned whether God truly had something for you. And still you kept going. You kept rising. You kept believing. You kept holding on to a faint whisper of hope. Chosen one. That perseverance is the reason heaven is raising you now. The blue power grows strongest in those who have overcome darkness without losing their compassion. It settles upon those who endured hardship without becoming bitter. It fills those who kept their hearts soft even when life hardened their path. You are being elevated not just because you are chosen, but because you proved trustworthy in seasons when no one saw your efforts. The time of hiding is ending. The time of shrinking is over. The time of doubting your identity is done. The blue power within you is now ready to influence the world around you, boldly, unapologetically, divinely. Chosen one, as the blue power intensifies within you. Heaven is preparing to shift you from merely sensing spiritual truth to walking in divine execution. This is the phase where your inner awakening becomes outer transformation, where revelation becomes movement, where clarity becomes authority, where your identity stops being a feeling and becomes a mantle you wear boldly without apology, without hesitation. This is why things around you have started accelerating. Decisions that once took months now take minutes. Emotions that once felt overwhelming now dissolve with a single breath. Patterns that once trapped you now break without effort. You are not imagining this. You are evolving. Heaven is tightening your alignment, sharpening your steps, and removing anything out of sync with your destiny. I remember when God shifted me into this phase. Everything familiar became uncomfortable, not because it was wrong, but because it was too small. I no longer fit into rooms I used to settle for. Conversations felt shallow. Distractions irritated my spirit. And then I realized heaven was making me grow faster than my environment. Chosen one. You are in that same divine acceleration. With the blue power rising, your spiritual senses are becoming instruments of heaven. You are beginning to feel when God is speaking, even before the words come. You sense when a door is for you and when it's a trap. You can tell when someone's spirit honors yours and when their energy secretly resists it. This is discernment at full strength. This is heavenly awareness. This is the mark of those God is preparing for greater realms of influence. Chosen one, you must embrace the truth that what you carry will influence more than your personal life. The blue power is not just for survival. It is for leadership. It is for impact. It is for shaping atmospheres and unlocking breakthroughs in places where others have only found resistance. Your presence will calm storms. Your clarity will expose deception. Your wisdom will redirect destinies. You will do these things naturally because heaven has been training you quietly for years. And now heaven is ready to reveal you. This season will demand boldness. You cannot shrink to soothe the insecurities of others. You cannot pretend to be ordinary when God has clearly marked you extraordinary. You cannot dim your sensitivity when your sensitivity is your superpower. Everything about you, your intuition, your empathy, your insight, your spiritual depth was designed for a divine assignment that is beginning now. And yes, elevation brings warfare. The enemy will attempt to distract you with old patterns, old fears, old voices. But the blue power gives you a new kind of authority, the authority to silence the noise, to shut down confusion, to reject anything that tries to pull you backward. You are not who you were last year. You are not even who you were last month. Heaven has upgraded your spiritual software. Your spirit has leveled up. You will begin to notice doors opening unexpectedly, conversations aligning perfectly, resources flowing without strain, people appearing at the exact moment you need them. This is the orchestration of God, not by chance, not by luck, but by prophecy. The blue power clears your path, magnetizes your blessings, and repels anything meant to delay you. Chosen one. This is not a small shift. This is a spiritual metamorphosis. You are stepping into the version of yourself. Heaven always saw the version the enemy tried to bury, the world tried to ignore, and life tried to break. But you endured, and now heaven is rewarding your endurance with clarity, authority, and supernatural elevation. You are rising, you are awakening, you are stepping into your divine blueprint. Chosen one, now that the blue power has taken root and begun rewriting your inner world, heaven is preparing you for the external shift, the visible transformation that others will not be able to ignore. This is the season where what God has done in secret begins to manifest in the open. What was hidden becomes undeniable. What was whispered becomes declared. What was internal becomes influence. People will sense the change before you say a word. They will look at you differently without knowing why. They will feel something in your presence, weight, clarity, peace, authority, light, and they will not be able to explain it. This is the blue power announcing itself. This is heaven revealing you. This is God confirming what He has placed inside you. And hear me, chosen one. This visibility is not for vanity, it is for assignment. God is positioning you where your voice, your insight, your discernment, and your spirit can shift environments. You will walk into places that once drained you and suddenly feel the atmosphere bow to your presence. You will speak words that carry impact far beyond your intention. You will make decisions that have generational consequences. This is what happens when God elevates a chosen vessel. But with visibility also comes separation. Not everyone can walk with you into this next season. Some will fall away naturally. Some will distance themselves quietly. Others will misunderstand you, question you, or feel threatened by your growth. Do not chase. Do not explain. Do not shrink. As your spiritual altitude increases, oxygen levels change, and not everyone can breathe where God is taking you. Chosen one, the blue power is also awakening your supernatural confidence, not arrogance confidence, Confidence that comes from alignment. Confidence that comes from clarity. Confidence that comes from knowing heaven backs every step you take. You will begin making choices with boldness. You will say no without guilt. You will say yes without fear. You will move decisively, guided by a spirit that no longer hesitates. This confidence is necessary because you are being positioned for divine opportunities, open doors, tailored to your calling, relationships, ordained for your growth, financial blessings aligned with your purpose. These blessings require a version of you who is awake, steady, and rooted. Chosen one. The world is about to see what heaven has always known. You were never ordinary. You were never overlooked. You were never forgotten. You were being prepared. Chosen one, as you step into this final phase of activation, heaven is making one thing unmistakably clear. You are crossing a threshold you will never return from. The version of you that doubted, hesitated, second-guessed, or dimmed your own light is fading. The blue power has rewritten your identity from the inside out, and now you are stepping forward as someone fully aligned with your divine purpose. Everything in your spirit knows this. You can feel the inner shift, the calm confidence replacing fear, the clarity dissolving confusion, the inner strength rising where weakness once lived. This is the signature of transformation. This is the fruit of awakening. This is what happens when heaven finishes its inner work and begins its outward unveiling. Chosen one. You must understand the magnitude of this moment. You are not simply entering a new season, you are entering a new realm. A realm where you no longer walk as someone seeking direction, but as someone carrying direction. A realm where you no longer chase opportunity, because opportunity is now being drawn to you. A realm where your presence alone shifts atmospheres, breaks spiritual fog, and realigns environments with divine order. This is why heaven trained you so intensely. This is why the pruning was deep. This is why the wilderness felt endless. God was not breaking you. He was building capacity. He was shaping a spirit that could withstand visibility, influence, responsibility, and blessing without collapsing under the weight of it. You endured that process faithfully, and now heaven is responding. There is a boldness rising in you that is not self-made, it is God-given. A fire that cannot be explained, but also cannot be ignored. This is the courage you will need for the doors God is opening. Strategic doors, supernatural doors, doors that lead to rooms where your discernment, your authority, and your blue power will be required. But hear this, anointed one, you will not enter these rooms timidly. You will enter them carrying the certainty of someone who knows heaven walks with them. You will speak with clarity. You will move with intention. You will walk with a confidence that is rooted not in ego, but in alignment. Everything around you is shifting to match who you have become. Everything within you is rising to match what you are called to carry. Everything ahead of you is preparing to receive the chosen one. Heaven has awakened. Your time of hiding is done. Your time of shrinking is over. Your time of questioning has ended. Chosen one. The blue power is fully awake. Chosen one, as this message comes to a close, let your spirit stay open, for heaven is still speaking. You are not leaving this moment the same way you entered it. The blue power within you has been stirred, awakened, and set into motion. This is your Kairos moment, the divine intersection where destiny meets readiness, where heaven's timing aligns perfectly with your obedience. Chosen one. The supernatural transfer has already begun. What God has placed inside you is rising. What He reserved for you is being released. Your steps are ordered. Your atmosphere is shifting. Your future is opening. Walk Forward now, with the confidence of one who carries heaven's fingerprint on their spirit. You are not stepping into possibility, you are stepping into prophecy. The Lord is affirming you. Even now, you are marked, you are seen, and you are prepared. Do not shrink. Do not hesitate. Do not question the calling that has been echoing through your life since childhood. Rise in reverence. Rise in gratitude. Rise in power. The blue fire within you is your confirmation. And as you go, anointed one, may the clarity of God surround you, may His favor follow you, and may His guidance lead you into every door He has ordained. If this word ignited something in your spirit, share it, speak it, or comment below, not as a routine action, but as a declaration that you recognize the awakening within you. Go forward now, chosen one. Your activation has begun. The blue power is alive in you, and heaven goes with you.